There is one great lie in this word, and that is that we are all the same. I mean, yes, we all have hairs, lips, and feet, and the same struggling feelings such as anger when we can open a jar, but there is something intrinsic, innate, and unique in every single one of us. And that, my friend, is the key to your personal brand. The image, the perception that others have of you, a perception that you can craft and change to your own will. But how to craft it in a way that really impresses other people, that really sticks with them and really leaves a thumbprint on their minds. Well, first of all, there is the North Star, the vision, the big why, or whatever you want to call it. The reason why you're creating your personal brand, the reason why you are doing what you're doing. It should be something possible, unique, utopistic. It should be a profound message that really resonates with your audience and the people you're trying to reach. It should be something massive, unachievable, but you should really translate this also into something practical. And this is your mission. The question that you need to ask yourself is, how can I achieve what I previously stated? For example, NASA's vision is to reach for new heights and reveal the unknown for the benefit of humankind. And their mission is to create experiments and send people into the space, for example. Target. Now I promise this is the best part of this video. You have created your vision, you have created your mission. Now you have to do something for others. You have to find those others. What is the best audience that you could possibly serve? So people, when they're trying to find this ideal client, avatar, audience persona, whatever you want to call it, they do all sort of things, but they forget that we are all humans. So here's the 80-20 part that you can really leverage to get this done in really an hour or two. You just need to understand two simple things about this audience. Fears. If you think about it, there are just 6 basic fears, as Napoleon Hill said in his book Think and Grow Rich. The 80-20 of them are the fear of death, the fear of loss of love, the fear of criticism, and the fear of poverty. Answer this and you'll be able to be more empathetic and specific to your audience. So the question that you need to ask yourself is how does my ideal client really express this fear? You really find some very interesting answers. Then there are desires. There are 4 basic desires of human nature. The desire for power, the desire for status, the desire for security, and the desire for pleasure. That's it, that's easy. You need to answer these questions. You need to study how your ideal client express these fears and desires, how they relate to them, and then your message will be pinpointed to the right direction. I promise you. Competitors. It is so important to study the people around you, the market that you are in, that you want to enter, maybe. You need to study how your competitors communicate with your audience, how they behave, what language do they use, what comments do they receive, and many, many other things. You need to really understand the way they communicate. I really spent years studying maybe Iman Gadzhi's communication or Ali Moore's communication, not because they are my competitors, which they are not, but because I am really inspired by them, what they say, and how they are able to create something big, something huge for them and for others, for their community. You should really take the other content creators in your area, in your niche, but also the creators that you love, and try to reverse engineer their communication, their way of doing videos, their way of creating content, their way of teaching and helping others, so that you can apply those things to your niche, to yourself, and to your audience, to your community. You could do this by watching their content, but being conscious and aware of what they're doing. You can do this also by going to their Instagram or their TikTok and looking at their comments, what people are saying under their posts, under their videos, and so on. Another important, so important thing is to build your archetype. Archetypes are recurring characters, recurring symbols that really stuck in people's minds. For example, there is the archetype of the hero, which Iman Gadzhi really impersonates in a way that no one else does. Then we have the rebel, the everyman, but also the sigma male, which is like Ali Moore, or the entrepreneur like Alex Hormozi or Russell Brunson. They are all archetypes. They are all images that people really understand because they are so simple. So after choosing yours, you should really start creating content and behaving in a way that really resembles that archetype until you'll become one. Then we have symbols. The use of symbols is so important because it's much stronger and impactful than just words and messages. The use of repetitive symbols is very easy to understand for others and for yourself. if you start using a symbol, people, when they will see the spiral for me or the infinite loop for Alimont, for example, they will associate that symbol to you without any logic argument or any other things like that. Then the most important part, which is try to create your content. You don't have to make any excuse because it's really easy to start. I'm just in a field in Italy, but I'm doing this because I want you to make your personal brand and do the same thing. I've been inspired before by others, and now I want to inspire others to do the same. And it doesn't mean that you need to create something corporate or businessy. It is something that you should do for yourself to create opportunity, to create life and business opportunities. There are many personal brands that don't give advice on their main channel, but they gave it on the second channel, and maybe you can do the same. Iman, for example, what does he do? He creates content for his YouTube, that is where the vastest majority of his community is, but also his Instagram is a part of his communication, and it's so important because he really uses symbols, as we were saying before, but also simple images that really struck a chord with the viewer. It is easier if you think about content creation in formats. What I mean by that? I mean that you could create categories of content. Take my example. I want to create content on personal branding. So what I will do is that I will choose formats like analyzing others' personal brands, maybe Iman or Arlene or Alex or Moses, to understand their communication in detail and help you craft something that is similar but not the same, of course. I hope you liked this video, and if you want to create content, if you want to start your personal branding journey, please feel free to ask me anything because I'm here to help you. And I'll see you in the next one.